So yay, it's great to meet all the new people here. We see there's some new people and some people that we know very well. So happy Sunday to all of you. And I'm Renee.
I'm Anthony.
And yeah, so we'll just welcome to this channeling session. Typically how it's going to work is that we're going to just, spend a couple of minutes for new people who have never heard us channel before, just to spend a couple of minutes telling how and who we channel. And then we'll, go straight into bringing our guides, which is largely the Ascended Masters. And then we'll have a chit chat and you guys can ask whatever questions you'd like in the chat stream. So we just ask that you ask questions in the text box to kind of keep things more efficient. And the only thing, because this is a public live stream, our guides won't answer personal questions, and nor will we have time in this format to go into each of you all's Akashic records and so forth. So, so I would keep the questions not too personal questions because they won't take that in this forum.
Yeah, let's not make it let's try not to make it super personal because everything is live right now.
Yeah, everything's live and we just won't have time to do that in this forum. So, but anyways, with that, do you want to just spend a couple minutes and then we'll dive right in?
So again, the way we channel is for everybody, all the newbies, the energies don't come through me first. They will come through Renee first. They come through her crown chakra, solar plexus, and then out through my crown chakra. It's really a balancing of both feminine and masculine energies together. She doesn't feel anything. I feel it all. And she's also going to refer to her as Gaia, because in this lifetime, they'll say this is her prime energy. This is who she is. And she really is the grounding cord for me because I'm always off into the ethers and she grounds me here into the earth realm. And you also see her, you'll see me take her hand and stuff like that to help ground me as well.
For grounding. So that, and who we channel is largely the Ascended Masters, although other energies may come through and we never know because you guys in the group is what calls forth the energies, believe it or not. So when you think about it from that perspective, like if your soul is calling different energies forth, because we also channel the angelic realm, the seraphim energies, even the Hathors, some of you may be familiar with them, some not. They're literally from, they're beings from another, you could say almost from another energy verse.
So the Ascended Masters are basically a lot of the masters that we've known on the earth realm, here in the earth.
And others.
Energy, and also others as well.
So Yeshua, Ryan's asking, so Yeshua and Mary Magdalene are two of our prime guides. So they often come through for healing energy. Magdalene often comes through to speak, especially to feminine energies, right? Because we all carry both feminine and masculine energies. So they come through often. Mother Mary energy comes through. The angelic realm comes through. We also channel Metatron quite a bit, which is a very big energy. It's a very strong energy.
A lot of the angelic realms will come through as well, but it all depends.
Yeah, it all depends on you guys who comes through. So you literally at a soul level, you guys call through who shows up on any given day. It's always a wild ride.
All right, so let's get started then.
Yeah, let's get started.
I'm going to take off my glasses. I don't need them. When they see you only as energy forms, although I can see everything here, but they will see you only as an energetic form, and they're going to let you know that as well.
Yeah.
All right.
All right, so we're just going to connect now. Anthony's going to connect. So Anthony's body is the one that you could say appears to be physically altered from the channeling process. And as Anthony mentioned, I don't feel the energies in the same way he does. I get intuitive downloads. Sometimes I do feel energy going through my body, more from new energies that we don't channel very often. Like Metatron is not an energy that we channel every day. So if there's a new energy or what we think of as a big energy, I will feel the energy through my body as well. So
everyone just sit and relax.
And feel grounded into Gaia.
And take a nice cleansing breath.
Slow everything down. Feel yourself connected to Gaia. Feel yourself protected by Gaia. Okay, so Anthony's connecting. So when he goes into another dimension to bring forth their guides, imagine, if you will, that he's like an antenna and they're literally plugging into his auric field when he can. So everything slows down completely. He has what's called a yogic ujjayi breath, which is a theta brain breath and state of being. And so everything just completely slows down. So he's able to connect to these other realms. Sometimes when they come through, they're a bit like children. They don't understand always how to speak in a way that sort of modern humanity is accustomed to listening to. So bear that in mind. Okay, so our guides are here now. Hi, guys.
Always an honor and privilege to be in your presence, Gaia. We understand why we are here.
Oh, thanks for coming through.
Thank you for receiving us.
So we're live right now. We're live on a couple of different platforms, Instagram and Facebook, and we are in this incredible Zoom window as well with about 40 amazing people.
May we say something first?
Yes, of course.
Good. We want to welcome all of you here at this very time, in this present time. Remember, stay in the present moment. There is no past, there is no future as you think there is. Stay in the present moment. There is no difference between you and us. We are you, actually. You are also the ascended masters. There's no difference. You are high light beings, all of you. We are only here to remind you of that. That's all. We know that you have questions for us, and we will try to answer them as best as we can. We are thousands now. The number is innumerable, but you may refer to us as the ascended.
So it's collective energy speaking as one.
That is
helps.
correct.
So Patty's asking, what are birthmarks on your body and what is their significance? And by the way, we will only just mention first names for privacy purposes. So you guys are all, just so you're aware of that, we will only mention first names.
Birthmarks on your bodies, what are they?
Yes.
Well, sometimes they are nothing more than genetic marks. But these genetic marks, they're genetic markers. They are sometimes, and oftentimes, they are related to past lives that you have had, numerous past lives in the past, as you call it. You may access these through different types of channelers, psychics, mediums, to give you an idea of why they are there. Oftentimes, look into them and you'll see that they have a meaning. And you can find a meaning in these birthmarks if you choose. And you may use these birthmarks as a way to open up to spirit again. Please do use these birthmarks, look into them and see why they're there. They will give you an idea of who you are in this lifetime as well. Thank you.
So Ryan is asking, is this collective of Yeshua speaking? It's the collective of the ascended masters speaking as one voice.
May we respond as well?
Yes, as one frequency. So Yeshua is part of the energy.
That is correct, Gaia. Yeshua is part of the energy. We are many, as you say, but then again, so are you. You're not separate. You're a part of a collective consciousness as well. And so are we, and we're part of it. And yes, Yeshua energy is one of those energies that will come through here if it is required. Thank you.
Cindy's asking, what does it mean in the physical world that what you damn damns you back? So that's really talking about cause and effect.
Is it? It is, isn't it?
It appears to be the cause and effect.
Damn.
Yes.
Okay, let's do it this way then. Let's not go back into these old ways of thinking. We'll tell you this. You are made up of energy, and the frequencies at which you vibrate all have different types of vibrational patterns. Whatever you think, whatever you do, however you act, puts you into a vibrational pattern, into a frequency, if you will. You decide on where you want to vibrate. If you think of low vibrational patterns, then these are the patterns that will come to you. It's that simple. If you think of it as being damned, then you may think of it like that as well. And these are the thoughts and the actions. These are the energies that will come to you. This is why we will always tell you stay in the highest vibrational patterns. And what are those, Gaia?
Of love.
Of love, that's right. Always stay in love, and that's what will come to you.
So when they speak of vibrational patterns, vibrations, or frequencies, think of it as energy, energy of what you plug into. So do you plug into the grid of fear energy, or do you plug into the grid of trusting and love and support?
And faith.
And faith.
Yes. Stay in those vibrations.
So a question, two actually, that are kind of related. One is how to know your life's purpose, and the other is how to get closer to her spirit guides.
Okay, first question. What is your life's purpose? We're going to make it very simple for you. Your life's purpose here is to wake up. Now, what does that mean, to wake up? That means that you're going to become awake. That means that you're going to realize who you are. When you realize who you are, when you realize that you are spirit first, human second, and everything else third, then you start to understand what your purpose is. And what is that purpose? Well, that purpose is to continually connect with others, but on a vibrational pattern that is of love, and to always heal yourself, because when you heal yourself, you heal others. We would like all of you to be, as you call them, light workers. One day you will be. You will all be of one energy. That is to say, you all know your life's purpose, but we're only here to assist you on your magical life purpose, your spiritual life purpose.
And Don, we actually have, it's a pre-recorded thing, actually, a course. Let me see if I can find it quickly. I should have had that up here, but, and it really, it's a pre-recorded course that we did specifically on how to connect to your spirit guides. It's actually the only pre-recorded course that we've done so far, because they take so long to do. But you can just take a look at it here. I just put it into the chat box. Okay, so let's see. Let me scroll back up. What is God's will for us?
God.
God or goddess. There's no religious dogma in anything we do here. So we support everything. God, goddess, universal consciousness, the cosmic soup, whatever that is for you.
Should we answer that question?
Yes.
Okay, God's will. First of all, stop separating yourself from God. You're not separate from God. You are God. But what we mean is this. You are source energy, whatever you want to call source energy, God, goddess, universal consciousness, the great cosmic soup. Once you begin to understand that you're not separate from God and that you are God, you will understand that this energy body that you have here is a temple. It's an ashram. It's a church. It's a mosque. In this energy body dwells God. So if you ask us, what does God want of us, or what is God telling us to do, then you need look no further than here. Then you will understand what it is that God wants. As we always say, and we will say all to you again, know thyself, know thy God. When you know yourself, you know your true authentic self, and you know who you are. And when you know who you are in this lifetime, then you will understand the will of God. You are the will of God. Remember that. And God and you are one, and you are love.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Rhonda wants to know, can I communicate telepathically with my unborn grandchild and pet? Great. That's an interesting question. I like that.
Can you?
I like that one, actually. Very cool.
In order to communicate telepathically, you all have the ability to do that. It's already been pre-wired. Human beings have the ability to do whatever they really choose to do. You only need the will to do it. You must work on these skills. These are one of the clairs, you might call them. Here, what you refer to as the third eye, work on that as well, and that will assist you to communicate telepathically. One day, the human species will all communicate telepathically. You actually do it now. We're doing it now, in a sense. But yes, you will be able to. We're not quite sure if you'll be able to do it in this lifetime, but you do have the ability to do it. You must tune in and get those frequencies.
Yeah, and ask specifically for clairvoyance, right? As a prime, would you say?
Clairvoyance, the
Yeah.
ability to see.
Yeah,
Yes, of course.
yeah. Or connect. But focus on one clair at a time if you really want to connect. A lot of times people feel they want to connect and they don't get very specific about how they wish to receive the information. The more specific you get with how you want to receive the information from your guides, the more likely it is to happen, right? Because the universe can't give you what you're not certain about or what you fear.
Ask and you shall receive.
So wants to know, so how can I connect to spirit when I can't find a quiet time? Need a quiet time.
In order to connect with spirit, you don't do it through your mind, you do it through your heart. And in order to do that, you must still the mind, you must still the heart, you must still the energetic body. Please find the quiet time, find the sacred space and make it yours. All you need is really a corner of a room. All you need to do is sit. You could sit in an armchair as well and just sit. There are so many ways to do it, soul. Remember, you are the master and you are the guru. You will find that way and then we will come to you. Do not be afraid.
Yeah, without stilling the mind, it's very hard to connect to these other dimensions.
That is correct.
Nature is great if you can get some time in nature just to kind of sit and be, or a walking meditation.
There are many different ways to connect, isn't there, Gaia?
Yes. So Irene wants to know, does our soul contract with the divine also contain at what age we die and how?
The soul contract.
Yeah. So in other words, do we at a soul level decide when we're going to die and how?
You can refer to it as a contract if you want, but we see them more as probabilities. And in a way, in a sense, in a manner that is correct. Your soul, as we say, and, as you say, judges the soul. The soul judges the soul on its journey. But your contracts or the probabilities of change and transcendence and transmutation is probable. It's not impossible. Everything can be changed, transmuted, if you choose. That's why God does not judge the soul. The soul judges the soul on its journey. You are the conductors. You are the drivers of your own soul's journey. So you decide. But yes, in a sense, it's already all planned. However, because you have free will, again, in a manner of speaking, you may change whatever it is that you desire. And we say this, if you're going to change, then get out of the box that you're in right now and make the big change. Feel very uncomfortable and become comfortable with that. And know that you are loved, and make these changes in your lives now. Become awake, become enlivened, and have fun on this journey. Thank you.
So in a similar vein, what's the best way of removing limiting beliefs and improving your own love and self-esteem to help increase that vibration?
Limiting beliefs are nothing more than the stories that you tell yourself every single day. They are the narrations. They are the ego that is a part of all of the human species. Tell yourself that these limiting beliefs are not who you are anymore. Shine light on them. Change their threads. Change the narrative. And you will change yourself as a soul, at the soul level.
So from a more practical perspective, can you give maybe some guidance that's a little more specific from a living in the earth plane?
Yes. So in order to change the narratives, you must always be in the resonance, the frequencies, the vibrations, and the amplitudes of love. And you do that in many different ways. This is just one of them. Be with those who are spiritual. Be with those that are of love. And when you resonate in that all the time, through your music and through your food and through your connections, through what you wear and what you think and how you say, it becomes automatic for you. And you start to understand who you are. All of these limiting beliefs no longer mean anything to you. They just slowly go away. They leave, they dissipate, they disappear. Remember, all of these limiting beliefs are nothing more than your own frequencies of your soul, your ancestors. Instead of finding them as something that is wrong or negative, twist it, turn it to make it positive, right, Gaia? Good.
So, but you know, it's always good to start with one thing at a time, because when it feels so overwhelming and you're continuing to be challenged by plugging into these limited beliefs, you know, start with one thing that will change your vibration and your frequency, whether it's music, whether it's like the guides say, you know, plugging in and spending time with community who is at a higher frequency, because that will bring your frequency up and allow you to see things differently.
It doesn't bring the frequency up, actually. It brings the amplitude at which it vibrates.
The faster vibration.
Yes, but you do change frequencies.
Yeah.
Very good, Gaia. Well said.
Rohini wants to know how to let go of what we hold from the past, mostly the negative memories. Again, this is very similar to what Ryan was asking about limiting beliefs. They are, in many ways, they're our ancestors.
Remember who you are, first of all. If you desire to be a soul, an energy being of negative beliefs, then that is what will come to you, those vibrations. But if you remember your true authentic self, Think of it as a Christmas present, a birthday present. How's that sound? You're a new gift every single day. And when you open up that gift, you open up who you truly are. You are new and reborn all the time. Take that image of yourself and focus on the rebirth, the renaissance of who you are. Not the past and not the future, but only you now, here, in this very moment. That's who you are. You are a beautiful gift, not only to the earth, but to all, and especially to yourself. Happy birthday.
Staying in the present moment helps us stay out of the fear grid and the limiting belief grid.
Exactly. That is not a place you want to resonate.
Now, this is an interesting one. Is it true to say emotions plus frequency light equals sound, and sound plus light equals matter? Getting into the quantum aspect, that's a great, fascinating question.
1 second, please.
It's a really interesting one. It's a very quantum question.
Repeat the question again.
Is it true to say emotions plus frequency light equals sound, and sound plus light equals matter?
We will tell you these things at this particular time. Your emotions do equal frequencies. And when you put these frequencies into a 3-dimensional realm, they do create what you refer to as sound. But that sound has to be resonated through something, and that is through you as an energetic being. So very good, soul. You are on the right track. Now, the one that refers to light, well, that's a little bit different. That has to do with photons, atoms, things of that nature. But also know this, soul, you are made up of these things as well. The atoms, the photons, all of these things that you refer to as light. We are impressed. Well said, soul. You are on the right spiritual path.
So I'm wondering if the sound plus light equals matter, is it kind of the idea of these photons plus the sound frequencies that we are made up of?
Yes, that is correct
like
as well.
literally manifests into physical matter from the subtler energies and realms.
All of the things that you are, all of these atoms, all of these photons, all of these light energy wavelengths and particles, you bring into matter. But matter itself is nothing more than a perception. This is the difficult part. What you see here is nothing more than a perception of matter. But you have a collective consciousness that says that this is real, but it's not real. But you make it soul. You make it truth. Therefore, it becomes truth. So soul, you may manifest whatever it is that you want to. You are again on the right spiritual path. We are part of the Ascended Masters team. We are what you refer to as galactic energies at this time.
Explaining this.
Yes. We are here to tell you that you are made up of all light matter, and you are able to take this matter to manipulate it, and you are able to literally fold it into whatever you want. One day you will be able to fold space into time. You are no separate from time and space. You are the time and space. You are the continuum of all of this. You create matter. At this time, your species has no idea how to actually create matter yet, but you're getting there. We are here to assist you. We are part of your galactic evolution.
Great question, by the way. That was really awesome.
Well said, soul.
Yeah, very good.
We enjoy your questions.
That was a good one. So Athena wants to know, how do you help someone through a difficult time, I'm assuming, or through something without taking it upon yourself? I have a daughter in a deep depression and come to the conclusion that I cannot save her. I've always tried to save people and I need to find another way because it is exhausting. I will not give up on her, but I need to stop the things that don't work and find something that does. I want to rescue her, but in doing that all her life, I feel that I have taken her power away.
There's a sense of waking up here, we see.
Totally. Yeah.
So we will say this. Continue to assist, and that is okay, because love always wins. However, you must understand this as well. As we said in the beginning, the soul judges the soul, and the soul has its own path. Each time you manifest yourselves, your energy bodies, into this particular realm, you are here to have an experience. No experience, or we should say all experiences, are good. There is no negative, there is no positive, there is no good, and there is no bad. There simply is. You see, as much as you try to change the experience, the soul is just saying to itself and saying to you, it's okay. It's all right. I'm having an experience, but I love you for assisting me in trying to help change this experience. That's all. We see you only as love, and the soul that you assist sees you only as love as well.
A lot of times we incarnate with people in our families to learn what we are not. And our physical families in a particular incarnation doesn't necessarily mean that they're in our soul family, right? They could be just helper energies here to either you're helping her or maybe she's helping you, right? And so these are the kinds of interconnected things that happen in the human realm.
That is correct, Gaia. Oftentimes, souls will reincarnate with each other or manifest themselves together. And they do that for a reason, to assist each other on each other's spiritual awakening.
So Deb wants to know, does karma still exist?
Karma only exists because you make it exist. Karma never really did exist, but it was just a path for many species, not only you as human beings, to understand a spiritual way of awakening or an enlivening. You are past the point now of understanding karma. Karma doesn't really exist. It's nothing more than a frequency, a story, a narration of who you are.
Which becomes consciousness, and it can only stay in consciousness if you continue to feed it. And by feeding it, we mean giving it energy, right?
Yes.
If you continue to say, I've got karma, guess what? You get more of what you focus on.
That is right. These are the little cards, the postcards, as you say, in the song that you're sending into the universe, and it will respond in kind.
I like that. Yeah, I like that. That doesn't mean that cause and effect doesn't exist, but that's different. It's a distinction, but it's different than karma as we know it, or as humanity has come to define it. How do we take trauma out of us?
Trauma.
Yeah. Or shadows. We can also call them shadows.
You all seem to ask similar questions, but in a different way.
Yes.
Again, we're going to tell you this. Remember, and this is the most difficult part, you are energy beings first. You are spirit first. You are love first. All of the perceptions that you have of trauma, they are nothing more than perceptions. And we know that that's difficult because you feel this. This feels physical, doesn't it? Everything here is a perception. Even the traumas you have are perceptions. But you can take these traumas and you can change them one line at a time, one frequency at a time. See yourself in this trauma, and then take it and put it over here, and then put in a new outcome that you want that trauma to be, and you will change
So
it.
how could they do that in a practical way?
We thought we just told them in a practical way.
Not really.
In a practical way,
Yes.
you will focus on something different, won't you? You will not tell yourself that this is, or these traumas are who you are, because they're not. They're nothing more than the ancestors that you are. They're nothing more than the frequencies of what your soul is made up of. But they aren't who you are. As we always tell all of you, we are not who you think we are. We are something different. We are many, thousands, hundreds of thousands, but we are the same as you. We are made up of the same frequencies, but we only focus upon the love frequencies of who we are. And when you focus only upon love, then you start to transmutate, and you will transcend all of these traumas that you believe that you are. But you're not. You are source energy. You are God.
And the really cool thing about this that science has even confirmed and proved is that the brain doesn't know the difference between what you tell it and what is so. And so if you decide to claim that you are not your traumas, you decide to claim a different story and a different narrative, the emotional and energetic body catches up. And so, you know, start by being in a frequency of not believing and not having that belief system or that narrative.
It takes practice,
Yeah.
doesn't it? All things come in practice. You must practice, practice, practice. And then you will become a part of a resonance field where you no longer need to practice. It just becomes automatic. And you will catch these little triggers, and then you will realize who you are again.
Yeah. So, you know, a really interesting example, I just thought of something. So you imagine that you walk past a school playground and you see a bunch of little boys bullying each other and playing, and you're not triggered by that. That's not your trauma. That's someone else's story that's kind of over here. And so it's similar to that, where you're not part of the story, you're not affected by the trigger, even though there's this trauma happening on the playground with these little boys, they're not part of your field. So it's simply choosing not to be part of a particular field. I don't know if that makes sense, but it's almost as if it's operating on a different dimensional plane that you choose no longer to be part of.
That is the free will of who you are as a soul. And those are the probabilities that you can change if you desire.
So a question about romantic love connected to emotional love. How do I stop emotional pain from romantic love? I have asked my spirit guides for help, and I'm seeing numeric patterns, but it's not clear to me as what they are trying to communicate. I have been in silence and meditations and still having difficulty.
Did you say romantic love?
Yes.
We like romantic love. It's a beautiful emotion. Romantic love is a frequency to get you into even something deeper, into a more higher vibrational portion of love. But you must understand, when you are in romantic love, you have to realize that it's going to change, because there are many different frequencies of love, but they are love nevertheless. It's okay not to always be in the frequency of romantic love, and just simply rest, settle, and nest in love itself. And there you will find all the different frequencies of love all the time. When you stay in the presence of love, There you will find yourself again. And we know that you're wrestling with this, but you have to take away the word wrestling and you will replace it with nesting. You're nesting now in love itself. If your guides cannot help you, then you will help yourself, for you are the guides. You are not separate from them. You are one with them.
So she's also seeing numeric patterns.
Numeric, number.
Yeah, numbers.
Good. That's even better. If you're seeing numeric patterns, then there are many books and people, mediums, psychics that will assist you with that. Seeing numeric patterns often is a representation that there are angelic energies around you and that they are here to assist you as well. Start looking into the angelic realms. It is very probable that that is one of your prime energies in this lifetime.
That's cool. So because I can't remember the name of the book, Danny, I'm just going to, that's our private Facebook group. So if you want to join that, just ping me or whatever. And there's a couple of really cool books that I just don't have access to, but that have to do with numbers. That would be really helpful for you, I think. And anybody else who wants to join our Facebook group, please do. It's private. So, okay. So let's go back up. Twin flames and soulmates.
Twin flames are different than soulmates. Is that the question? What are they? Soulmates are often souls that reincarnate with each other in order to assist each other on a journey. They are what you refer to as a family of souls. You may refer to them as all soul mates, friends, acquaintances, partners. However, twin flames, well, there's something different actually. They come in many different forms. These two beings that you're looking at are referred to as twin flames.
They don't always come as partners, though. A lot of times people think twin flames have to be a romantic partnership, and that's not the case at all. Often a twin flame can be two sisters, or it really comes in many different forms. So
they don't often reincarnate or manifest themselves or their energies in one lifetime, but when they do for a main purpose.
And a lot of times they don't stay together because the energy is so strong. That's true, right?
We told you from the beginning what it was going to be like, didn't we?
It's usually for a mission of some kind.
It's never an easy mission either. And it's not very often that twin flames will stay together in one lifetime because the mission is very difficult. It becomes too much for one soul to handle. One soul may open up while the other stays in a different frequency. However, if both souls are able to be opening up, if they can open up and awaken themselves, then they will be able to do the work that they had agreed upon. Isn't that so, Gaia?
Yes, we often joke that after this life that we want a solid 1,000 years off.
Anthony says that, doesn't he? He often waits for you.
Aww. So the number 33 at times, usually in times during sadness, she says that she sees it. 33 is an angelic number.
Start looking for numbers of triplets. And then understand these numbers. Look for them and they will come to you.
So 33 specifically, though, she's asking.
33, another angelic number. But we want you to look for 333, even more angelic. These are things of great change that are occurring. They are a symbol that there are angelic energies around you here willing to assist you. And it's okay. Look for double digits, triple digits, things of that nature.
Yeah, 3-3, very angelic. 4-4, also very angelic, but also warrior spirit. 5-5 is like significant change. If you're seeing like lots of 5555s. Oh my God, like
And don't think
your world is about to be turned upside down.
66 or 666 is not an evil number. It just means that there's going to be another huge change that's going to occur that you are completely unaware of.
Okay, I'm scrolling down. I also want to make sure that we get some questions from people who haven't asked. Can you manifest psychic, healing, or intuitive abilities in your current life if you had them in past lives? Great question.
Very good question.
Yeah, it's an awesome question.
Why do you think that you can't? You are energy beings. You're of the highest light source energy there is. You can manifest anything you want. You can manifest any clair you want. You just have to focus on it. And there are many teachers and masters out there to assist you in doing it. Focus your energy on it and it will happen. The things of the past are here to assist you as well. That is why we said focus on the past, but make it be of love. Make it be of service to you. Don't focus on those things that are negative or at least perceptive, or you have a perception of negativity. Focus on the highest and the best part of who you are.
Do you want to explain it more in a thread? So, for example, if you have an intuitive calling towards something shamanic, or an intuitive calling towards something pagan, or an intuitive calling towards something angelic, this is your soul, if you like, that has manifested itself in many, many different reiterations, calling to you to ask you to incorporate that so that those gifts wake up. So that's kind of what's happening if you're feeling these intuitive callings towards healing or intuition. Pay attention to it, because when you open up that door, all of a sudden, all these other layers are going to open up. So you might start with an opening through a pagan ritual, and then suddenly you're talking to the galactic realms like 2 years later. So it keeps evolving, but as you get called, that's your soul saying, okay, you've done this before, bring me in so I can enliven some of the imprints and the memories in your energetic body. How's that?
It's just the way that your soul is knocking on the door, but it is up to you to open that door. Now remember, just because you open it doesn't mean that only good is going to come. You have to be discerning on what comes through. But it is a way for you to understand that you are evolving now. Open the door, open it gently, and allow yourself to evolve. Once you open the door, there's no going back. Your clairs, your psychic abilities, they will all start coming through again, as they once did. You're here to awaken, to reawaken, and have a renaissance, a rebirth again. Beautiful questions.
Yes, they are. Cindy wants to know, how is it that healing ourselves heals others? And vice versa, by the way. When you're healing others, you heal yourself.
No, that's easy.
Because you do tell us that all the time.
But what does it mean?
That's what she wants to know.
Do you see this hand and these fingers? They all go together like that. At this very moment, you're all holding on each other's hands. You're not separate from each other. And what one does, the other does. And what one feels, the other feels. And what one thinks, the other thinks. This is why we're telling you to stay in the highest vibrational patterns. Because when you heal yourself, you heal others.
Because we're all interconnected.
Yes. As we told you from the beginning, there is no separation between or among time and space. You are the time and space. That's why you're able to manifest whatever you want and be connected now. There's no distance between who you are. You are the proverbial photons, light, wavelengths of everything. You look pretty today.
Oh, thanks, guys.
We like your jewelry.
Oh, thank you. All right, Ryan's asking, what's the best way of increasing abundance in your life, whether it's joy, happiness, health, or wealth? And what's your opinion on law of attraction?
Would you like to answer that?
Well, you can start.
Law of attraction. Remember, your perceived brain doesn't know the difference between what is real and what's not real. So if you want to attract something into your life, then simply focus on it and it will occur. It will manifest. Not exactly the way you might focus on it, but it will manifest. These are the vibrations, the vortex, as you might call it as well, that you want to be in all the time. When it comes to abundance, remember yourself as always being abundant. You are always in abundance.
And deserving of abundance.
There is no separation between you and abundance. Whatever it is, you are there. Don't focus on what you don't have. Don't focus on the deficit. Don't say, I want this or I need this. Feel into abundance and what it feels like to have the abundance.
As if it's already happened.
Yes, there is no difference between now, the future, and the past. It's all the same. Your brain doesn't know the difference. Well, your brain isn't real anyway. That's why it doesn't know the difference, because it's only a perception of this energetic body, which appears to you to be a human being. But anyway, continue to be in abundance, because really that's who you are as souls. Everything about you is abundance in every single way.
Yeah, what I would add to that is to not have a specific outcome. So in other words, if say you're trying to manifest a new home, as an example, we'll just use that as an example. You want to be specific in the sense of what you want to bring into your life, but it should be around feeling and emotions, not the physical thing itself. So this is where a lot of people fail, and the abundance doesn't manifest, and they're like, I don't understand. I'm focusing on it. I'm throwing it into the field. So when you're throwing an intention into the field, it creates like a ripple effect. So it's creating motion in the universe to start manifesting for you. But once you get glued to that outcome, and it's got to be a specific way, it will not manifest. So here's a difference of feeling. You want a house that's 5 bedrooms with hardwood floors, based in Colorado, overlooking the mountains. Like, what can the universe do with that? It's too specific. But if your manifest or your abundance intention is, I want a home that makes me feel nourished, where I feel serene, where I have birds in my garden, where I have a view of the mountains. So these are all around emotions and without being glued to the outcome. So in that way, this is how Greg Braden talks about this all the time. The quantum universe only responds to the language of love and the language of emotions. Otherwise, it cannot activate. So you need to do it from a place of love and purpose, and then it activates, if that makes any sense. It activates and puts the ripples in motion for it to manifest.
We will go one step further and not use the word I want.
Yes.
We will simply say, I live here. I dwell here. I inhabit here. This is where I am now.
We used to drive through neighborhoods and just wave at people. Hey, neighbor.
As if it already happened.
As if it already happened. I mean, this stuff really works. It's just profound. So creating matter like alchemy.
That's a tricky one, isn't it?
Yeah.
Creating matter like alchemy. Well,
4 powerful words there.
There are many sages in your own earth realm at this time that can do that.
Yeah, shamans.
The Yeshua man, the Jesus man could do that. That was his ability. He understood who he was. But there are others on this earth realm that can do that. They can bilocate. They can manifest from their fingers. They can levitate if they choose, because they understand who they truly are in this lifetime as well. They do this because they agreed to do this. They know that they can do this. It is what they do. It's how they teach. But not all great teachers need to levitate. Not all great teachers need to change water into wine or to create powder from their fingers.
Although Anthony really does want to learn how to change water into wine.
That would be nice, wouldn't it?
Yes, he does want to do that.
But you have to understand that is the internal alchemy. And all of you have the ability to do it. But it takes time and focus. It's not going to make you anything more or less. We would prefer that you focus on love. That is the true alchemy of who you are. The change all of these perceptions of negativity into something that is love.
Mm. Okay.
Your Instagram.
It just went off.
So
anyway, yeah. So hopefully that helped. Let's see. Connecting with everything. We are going over because we started late, so apologies for that. So we will take a few more questions here. Connecting, we'll go another 10 minutes. How's that sound for everyone? 10 minutes or so. We'll go to 12:30. Connecting with everything on an energetic level. Will communication be easier? I have seen unbelievable things on this journey this time around.
Connecting on an energetic level. Your species as human beings is in the process of doing that. You're not there yet, but you will be. So of course, communication will be easier. One day you will all be telepathic, but that's a time, that is a present moment that doesn't exist at this present moment. It's a bit difficult to communicate that, but yes, it will become easier. You see, the more that you raise your vibrational patterns, the more you will all start to resonate on or in a field, in a matrix, if you will, that is of just love itself. And when you do that, you all start to care only about yourselves, or we should say not about yourselves, but about others. Right now, many of you care only about yourselves, and that is where you are in this lifetime. As you evolve, the communication becomes easier and you think only about each other. But yes, communication always becomes easier. You see it right now, even in your own technology. As your technology increases, so does your spirituality. They are one and the same, believe it or not.
So Christina is asking a question. We sort of answered that already, so we'll probably not spend a ton of time on it. Is there such a thing as divine partners or twin flames? And if so, what's their purpose as a collective? So we just talked a little bit about twin flames.
You could refer to them as divine partners. That's another name if you want. They're here to do a job. They're here to do a mission, but it's something of great significance. Just because you are a twin flame doesn't mean you're going to be great lovers. That often doesn't go hand in hand. The mission itself
becomes bigger than everything else. So they can be romantic partners, but they can also be sisters, as we said before, right? So it doesn't necessarily mean that it's a romantic partner.
You might think of the song, It's Bigger Than Us, isn't it? By Josh Groban. It's bigger than us.
We love Josh.
So often the twin flames, it's going to be bigger than you.
Yeah, most definitely. So let's see. Ryan has another question related to guides. When you're just starting to open spiritually and start working and talking with your spirit guides, how do you trust source energy? How do you trust the voices in your head? This is really a great question.
That is, and that's a difficult one.
And how do you trust who they say they are? Great question. I wish everybody asked that question.
Actually. Then you answer it.
Well, you can start, but I am going to go back to I hate to, to sort of push this course again, but I will. Only because, that was the first thing that we did to really address this, because we were getting, literally so many questions on this. So that's why so again, Ryan, I'm going to send you to that again, because it's I don't remember how many hours, but 13 lessons on connecting to your spirit guides. And in there are shielding and grounding techniques.
Yes, that's true.
Yeah, but go ahead. You guys can answer now.
Well, you and Anthony were very fortunate because you had each other. But what about when those people who don't have anybody, what can they do? Well, then they must seek guidance. This is when you must seek a teacher as well, but one that resonates with you. Now, remember, you always have to remember that you are source energy, and that you will only allow the highest and the best energies into your auric field. You must be grounded. You must be discerning as well. We didn't say it was going to be easy. It does take work. Have faith. Have faith. And we'll say it again. Have faith 3 times that they are here to assist you.
But always ask.
Always ask.
You want discernment, and you do want grounding, and you want protection. I mean, there's all sorts of protection techniques that we go through in that course, but including something we do all the time called the white light prayer, which is really less of a prayer and more of a mantra. It came out of ancient Egyptian mystery school teachings. And the piece about that is to make sure that you are only letting in source energy. It's your decision and your call. So before you connect, you claim what you want to allow into your auric field.
That is correct.
Yeah.
Only what you manifest, only what you claim, only what you say, only what you dictate can enter into your auric field. Remember, you are the highest and the best frequency. You are the highest and best vibration. And that is the only thing that you will let in.
Yeah. And I think another thing to add to that, we have known spiritual teachers too, who have gotten lost along the way, where they started connecting with source and higher light energies, and then kind of got lost along the way and let lower energy frequencies in. So it's a constant practice of grounding, a constant practice of also, here's a good way to know, does it have an agenda? If the voice or the guidance has an agenda that is either political, economical, social, mental, it's not a source. Source energy or the highest realm energies do not have an agenda. The second question you can ask is the guidance pushing you more towards collective interconnectedness and love, or is it a different feeling? If it's plugging into love, then that's a really good way to determine if you're getting light.
Always challenge your guides.
Always challenge your
You
guides.
have the right. Remember, as ascended masters, we have no political affiliations. There is no right and wrong. There is only love. And that's all your guides should be of. They may direct you one way or another, but remember, be discerning. Only you know what is right for you.
So someone's asking, what does it mean to live in the present moment? How does one obtain true peace? Yes.
Your dogs live in the present moment. Your kitty cats live in the present moment.
Yes, they do.
Animals live only in the present moment.
They do.
So what does it mean to live in the present moment? That's a very good question. It is similar to being like a child. Children often live in the present moments. They think about play, and they think about love, and they think about connecting with other children. They think about their moms and their dads. And they think about things of that nature when they're very small. Living in the present moment is magical. It's like Merlin over there.
We do have a Merlin here.
You see, everything becomes magical. Everything becomes childlike. You see love everywhere, and you resonate in love everywhere. You see a connectedness to everything. Your food, your clothing, your neighbors, the trees, the birds. That is what it is to be in the present moment. You don't worry about your past. You don't worry about your future. You just enjoy being now.
And you're grateful for what you have rather than focusing on what you don't have.
Yes, gratitude is one of the most important things there is. Feelings, sensations, emotions of being in the present moment. So that's what it is, to be in the present moment. But even that takes practice, because you have learned for so long how not to be in the present moment. This is the present moment now. Remember, always stay here. Be here. And all of the pain that you have slowly disappears, believe it or not.
So someone wants to know, how can I open my voice to spirit when channeling? So I don't know if you mean, when you say open my voice, meaning that you're empowered to speak your truth, or if you mean you want to sing right through, because some people, when they channel, like Josh Groban is channeling when he sings, and artists are channeling when they draw, right? And all of this is channeling in a different form. So not sure what you mean specifically, but
Your voice.
That throat chakra, this little guy.
How do you open your voice? You trust in what you're saying. You become confident in what you're saying. You let go of the fear again. We understand what you mean. We know exactly what you mean. We want all of you to literally channel like Renee and Anthony do right now. And one day you will.
In your own unique way. So it doesn't have to be full embodied channeling. It can be through art or music or writing plays or whatever.
That is correct.
Yeah.
That is how you open your voice. In any way you choose, you decide on how you want to open your voice. How do you open up your throat chakra? You are the driver of that.
Yeah. And things activate or enliven much faster when you are focused on something that is serving something beyond yourself. So something bigger than yourself. Things get activated very, very quickly when you plug humanity's best interest into the mix. Okay, another question. Why do I feel like we know strangers even though we haven't met them in this time of life?
We have a suspicion that you know the answer to this question already.
Yes, exactly.
But that's probably because energies have a tendency to reincarnate with each other. These are what we refer to as your soul families. They come into your life and they go out of your life as a way to assist you, to help you. Many of your family members are here to assist you as well, but not in the way that you think. As we say, they're always here to show you who you are not. And many of you out there have brothers and sisters and family members, cousins, whatever it is, to show you who you're not.
Yeah.
To let you know that you are high light beings in this lifetime. But it is interesting, isn't it? Why do these beings come into your life again?
It's like at a frequency, right? We kind of pull them in.
You do.
Yeah, we pull them in.
You become attached to them.
Yeah, there's an innate knowing that you've known this soul somewhere before.
You have movies like that.
It could be in a parallel dimension in which you're having another experience with them in real time, but just on another dimension. That happens too, which is pretty wild, right?
Yes.
Sometimes we think it's sort of a past life, and because there's no true past, no true future, it could literally be an experience that you're having with them in another dimension.
You're having multiple experiences simultaneously because you are multidimensional beings. What happens in this dimension also may occur in another dimension as well.
Yeah.
These are the things you call aha moments or deja vus.
All right, so we will take one more question because we're running on time. Well, I'll just speak to the 111, Olivia. That's definitely angelic numbers. That's also universal. You want to speak to 111 really quickly?
That is a God number.
Yeah,
it is one of the most angelic, sacred numbers there is. If you continue to see 111, that's simply telling you, wake up now and stop sleeping. Now that gives you an opportunity to see and to match and to become your full potential. Don't ignore this number because they're knocking on your door very hard.
I remember when I first started seeing the 111. So when using crystals, how can we tell which ones are legit? Huh.
Well, that's more of a question for you, Gaia, isn't it?
Well, I think when you say legit, I would maybe use a different word. How can you tell whether they're full of or they're programmed with the best intention?
Well, you are going to reprogram, aren't you?
Yeah. So what I would say with crystals, I mean, obviously, if you can get raw and as close to source as you can, but feel them in your hands and feel what you feel with. I know you can't always do that if you're purchasing them online, but all of these crystals have some kind of content, some kind of memory, some kind of intention in them. So there's two schools of thought. You can reprogram the whole thing, right? So the moment that you get it, you clear it and you reprogram the whole thing. Or sometimes what I do with our crystals is I will allow some of the knowledge and the intention and the teaching of the crystal to remain if it serves my highest good of what I'm doing in this lifetime and the people that I'm working with. So again, you're retaining the best energy that's in that crystal that can serve you in this lifetime, and the rest gets reprogrammed by your love, by your intention, by your voice. So that tends to be what I do, because sometimes there could be some really amazing knowledge, right, and intention that's been used in that crystal. But you can also just reprogram the whole thing. So that's entirely up to you, but feel into it, use your intention, and reprogram it.
You said that better than we could have said it.
Well, I'm a crystal person.
Very well said, Gaia.
Okay, so let's see. All right, let's just past lives. Rhonda's asking about that. Kind of goes into the Akash, which we definitely don't have. We need to do a whole course on the Akashic records, but we do have courses where, when we're working in more of a smaller group, that we can. So, for example, we have a Seraphim course that we're doing right now, and it's smaller, and so we sometimes have time to go into the Akashic records and pull in that information.
We'll simply say this about the Akash. Remember, your energetic bodies are part of a crystalline grid of this earth plane.
Yes.
And so you are directly connected to the Akash of this earth plane. When your energetic body separates from the soul itself, the soul moves on, but the energetic body moves into the crystalline grid. And these are all the memories. These are all of the perceived traumas. These are the experiences that make you up here, that you consist of in this particular earth realm. And with that, we will say goodbye. Is that correct?
Let me see. Well, can you do a healing, an energy transmission healing?
We already have. We're doing it at this very moment.
Oh, you are?
Of course.
More working on the auric field for people?
Yes. Anytime you resonate, anytime you join, anytime you become conscious within this collective consciousness, there is a healing always occurring. You have to be aware of that. We are working on chakras. We are working on meridians. We are working on DNA, all of these things together. Remember, we're made up of many thousands of different beings speaking as one. We have many different talents, as you say. We multitask like you do.
So I know you guys you're going to unplug from his grid right now. Tracy's just asking, and then we'll close, but or we'll bring Anthony back, I should say, because
Anthony is already here.
Well, you know what I'm saying.
Yes, we do.
Like all of Anthony back.
All we do is we lessen our energetic light. That's all.
So she asks, and then Anthony gets downloads also with our guides, so he'll be able to add some other insights that came in during the session when he comes back through. So she's drawn to work with the dying. Does this mean it's something she's done in a previous incarnation?
It's very probable.
Yeah.
It may be just simply that you're perfecting it now in this lifetime.
Yeah.
And those that are yet to come.
There's always a reason that you're drawn to something, whether it's from a past lifetime or a skill that you have done in different ways through various incarnations, and you're here to perfect it even more and refine it in this lifetime.
But remember this, great soul, there is no death. That too is nothing more than a perception. And if you decide to work with those who are dying, we like to refer to it as expanding again, then please do so. This earth realm needs more like you to help those to expand easier. We applaud you. Now we are going to dim our lights a little.
You're going to dim your lights. Okay.
We're
All
going
right.
to step back, as you call it.
Okay, good. They're going to step back. Anthony's going to come back through. And like I said, he always has additional insights of stuff that comes up. So,
And we see that you too are multitasking, aren't you?
I always multitask because people have questions in the chat.
Yes, we do exactly the same.
Yes.
We are not separate from you. We are the same.
Okay.
Let us hold on to your hand, Gaia.
Okay.
We want to thank all of you for being here in this resonance field. And this great takeaway, as you call it, there's no separation between us and you. We are the same. We are love, and so are you. We are source, and so are you. We are positive love beings, light beings, and so are you. Remember who you are. Remember that you are energy first. You are spirit first above all things, having a beautiful human experience. May love be with you. May light be with you. Grace be with you. May gratitude be with you.
Thanks, guys.
Om Shanti, 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 Om Hari Om. Arrivederci. Au revoir.
Okay, we'll see you.
Yes.
Thanks for coming. So as our guides are leaving, I'm just going to, they're going to, they literally kind of think about it as they unplug from his auric field. So I was going to invite all of you. There's just a couple of things we wanted to let you know about. Here's 2 links. Oops, they kind of went in all together. The first link is where all of our courses are, so you can just see what we have going on. The second link is if you want to make a donation for today or any day, that's the second link. We're grateful. It's not necessary, but if you'd like to, you can do it from the second link. And then we wanted to also, oh, yes, and YouTube. We're always posting things on YouTube, so, and including this one. So if you want to go over there, you can also just subscribe, and then you'll get, updates every time we do a new video. And of course, that's free. And are you back? Usually I'm not talking when they're disconnecting like that. So,
So I want to thank everybody for being here.
Yeah.
This was pretty wild.
Yeah,
I love it.
Great. This was great.
I hope it was intriguing and special and eye-awakening and a rebirth, as they call it, a renaissance. And and they're just highlight love beings. That's who they are.
That's who they are.
I always say they're like,
they're like children.
I say they're like children, or they're like just hippies, man, and just hanging out and having a good time. And that's how they are. They're just pure love.
Yeah. With that,
thank you, all of you, for being here. Thank you, Instagram and Facebook.
Thank you, Instagram. Thank you, Facebook. And we will post this video up on our YouTube channel as well, so you can revisit any of the questions. Sending tons of love, and we hope you have a beautiful Sunday.